Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's just hope my camera doesn't die because I have low battery right now, but I get a ton of questions about my regular life outside of what you see on YouTube. So I wanted to answer just a lot of questions I get and just kind of give like a life update just because I feel like this is the easiest way to do it. And if y'all enjoy hearing about my daily life, like what goes on behind what you see on YouTube, let me know and I can make some more videos like this. Sorry my energy's down today, guys. It's just like there's so much going on. So if you watch the news, which I typically don't, but if you watch the news, you probably saw about the shooting at Borderline, which is really strange. Like, in California, like I'm from Texas, and living in California, there's like a lot of differences between the two, and a lot of California, like, it has its pros and cons, but a lot of the heart of LA, like, I can't really relate to. Not that I can't relate, I just have different views than them on a lot, and there's no sense of community. It's a lot of people that don't have a lot of integrity, in my opinion. And the community out here, I live, you know, near Calabasas, and, you know, Thousand Oaks is like our neighbor, basically. This whole area, and we're there all the time. Like, we golf nonstop, and all the golf courses we go to are all in this area, like Thousand Oaks, Camarillo, just like if you look at the map, basically everywhere where the fires are. And it just is weird to think about Borderline. Like, I went several times about a year ago. It's like a country dance hall type of a bar. Oh good, the battery's still alive. It's a country dance hall type of a bar, and we enjoyed going there. I mean, it was a place that we could listen to country music, pretty much the only place, and I'm sorry if you hear the helicopters. They're saving people from the fire right now above my head, so you'll hear like planes and helicopters constantly. But my fiance and I are having our wedding in March, so we had been talking about preparing for our wedding, like just picking up on dancing again, because we're dancers. That's how we met. We're country dancers. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been telling him I want to go to Borderline, like, constantly. Like 4 days ago or so, we were actually going to go, and he ended up being tired and stuff, so he ended up not going. But it's just so surreal, because, like, you see that on TV, and you don't ever think that it could come close to you, in a sense. And, like, you would have never expected it to be Borderline of all places, because, like, it's just a quiet community out here. Like, there's a real sense of community, and it's, sorry, there's like a bunch of helicopters. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but there's a ton of them above us. So that happened, and it's just like hard to wrap my head around. Like, I would always go, and they were the same, like bartenders and door guys, and the woman who worked the front door, and they all died. And it's just weird to see people that you recognize and seen several times in your life just disappear, like literally get shot like overnight. And it's weird because, like, my fiance and I, we hung out at a certain area of the bar across from, like, the entrance. So, like, it's weird to just think to yourself, like, oh my God, if I would have been there, what would I have done? And, like, we talked about how we would have gone, there's, like, an exit by the kitchen, so we would have, like, gone that way. But it's just, like, so weird to even think about. I don't know. And then now there's fires, so this is the next day. And I'll add some Snapchat footage that I took. We took a couple of videos, and we also have our drone. So we flew our drone, and it's just like the fire came out of nowhere, and all of our friends, like, we don't have a ton of friends in LA, to be honest. We know more people that have moved home, like moved here and then had to leave for whatever reason, usually like financial reasons or like career or family. And so we don't have very many friends here because most people have to leave. So the few friends we do have are on the outskirts, and we go golf with them, and they all live in like Agora Hills and Thousand Oaks where the fire is. And then they evacuated to Malibu, and then now Malibu has to be evacuated, and it's just like, can you hear the airplanes? There's just like so much going on. And then like the fire, sorry guys, there's like a lot happening, and I probably need to go check on the fire actually in a minute, because I was watching the news for like 2 hours, which I never do, and I was sitting on the couch, and I didn't realize if I would have been sitting like a foot further, I could have seen the fire, like, because I'm monitoring the fire from our backyard, and it was fine, and then I moved a foot, and it was huge, and I was like, I think we should evacuate. Luckily, did y'all hear that? I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna need to cut this video shorter than I thought. But like, the fire just like got super big, and luckily I'm watching the news, so like the parameter that they're trying to contain the fire is a street over from us. So like we live in a neighborhood, but we live one street over from a major road, or like a more semi-major road, and that's like the parameter for the fire. So they're trying to contain it past that road, luckily. So we were going to evacuate, and then now we're not evacuating anymore because they are putting out that part of the fire, but now it's growing again, and it's just like so much is going on. And then, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get emotional right now. Like my fiance and I, we've worked really, really hard to get where we are, and we've worked so hard, and we've had a lot. Oh my gosh. We've just worked so hard, and we've had a lot taken from us in our short time in LA. Like, we should have gotten around $300,000, and now we have to go to court for it because people in Russia don't like to follow through with their contracts, even though we have the contract, and we will be suing the crap out of them. But we just have worked so hard. A lot of people don't realize we started, the first place we ever lived in together, in the city that we met in Texas, was a trailer park. Or no, it was like a mobile home. I don't know if there's like a big difference, but we lived in like a mobile home, like a trailer. And we had nothing, and then we started to build something in Texas, and then we moved to California and had to start all over again and live in a 3-bedroom apartment with 7 people and like 3 or 4 dogs. And it's just been really hard, and we're finally at a tier of success where we're very comfortable with the way we live. We live in a really nice house. We're just comfortable. We're not living paycheck to paycheck, and we haven't been for a while now, and we're getting to upgrade, which is a really exciting thing that comes with a lot of like different emotions that I didn't expect, I guess. Like leveling up in the world is just so different than I thought it was going to be. And we're coming up on a new tier of success, financial success. And it's something that like we've prayed for and we've been excited for a very, very long time. And we don't talk about it with people because a lot of our family members and people that we know, if we talked about the size and scale of the projects that we're working on, it doesn't seem real almost. Like it could seem like we're lying because stuff like that, like the size of the projects are not heard of in pretty much anywhere in Texas. Like on the scale of, you know, financial, and then like the size of the companies that we're working with and things like that. So there's just a lot of negativity associated with it. And even being an entrepreneur, you know, there's like the statistic that you fail like I think 7 or 8 times before you hit success. And we've definitely felt that. We've hit a lot of projects that just haven't gone through and things like that, but there's one that's being finalized right now that's the big one. And I am so excited because it's what we've dreamed of for a long time, just being able to have that success, because we've had it taken away so many times. And I feel like a lot of people, you hear their stories online about like once they're successful or like people that are on the grind, but like you never really see the story of the people in between it that are like coming up, like leveling up and hearing it firsthand. So that's kind of why I wanted to like talk about it today. It's just really hard because my fiance, he has cancer and he's been doing chemo for a while, and I haven't noticed like a ton because of the chemo, like in terms of his personality, but in the last 2 weeks it's just been a huge pivot, and just his personality and his attitude are really different right now. And I know I don't blame him for that at all. I know it's because of the treatment and things like that. I have another friend who had cancer, and she's kind of like helping not coach me, but just giving me advice on how to handle it. And it's just hard because I'm really excited that we're about to hit it big. Not hit it. We're about to hit it back. We're just about to hit it big. We'll just call it that. And he's not really excited because of the treatment. And it's not like I can talk about it with my family because they don't know about this project, because we kind of quit telling them about stuff. Now it's on the internet, but whatever. So it's just really hard. Like, I'm so excited for our future, but like I kind of am excited alone because he isn't really excited right now. Like, he'll be excited sometimes, but then most of the time he's not because of the treatment. So I'm in a really weird place. There was like a shooting, and then there's fires, and then there's success, but then he has cancer, and it's affecting his personality a lot more than I expected it to, and I just don't really know what to think right now. Like, my head is spinning in circles, and I just want to be happy and celebrate our success and like go on vacation or something. And it's just like, it doesn't even have to be vacation, just like do something cool. Like, I don't know, like have a party, or I don't know, like just celebrate the new success. And yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really have anything else to add to that. It's just kind of, I just wanted to share like my life update. That's kind of where life is right now. And I'm trying to wrap my head around my goals. I'm kind of repositioning my own goals and things like that, because it's at the point where I'm not going to have to, like in the past I've worked and I've enjoyed work, but I worked to help provide for what we're doing and growth, and it's about to be to the point that I don't have to work anymore. So it's realigning my goals with, and I'm excited, don't get me wrong, but it's just realigning my goals with like, what do you really want in life? Like, I would have never expected to achieve all the things we've achieved. I'm 25, and the fact that we've done so much in this time is kind of weird, because I expected to hit these goals like in maybe a lifetime or maybe like 20 years, and we've hit everything in like 2 or 3 years. So I'm at the point where I'm just trying to figure out like what's really important. Like, an example, like a question you can ask yourself is, if you had any amount of money, if you could do anything in the world, what would you actually do if money didn't matter? And we're at the point where like, I don't have to have a job. Like, I could do anything in the world that I want to do. So I'm trying to figure out, like, doing like soul searching to an extent of like what really matters at this point. So that's where I'm at mentally. Sorry my voice sounds weird. I'm just like a little shaken up because I probably need to be in my backyard monitoring the fire. I don't smell it, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I want to go monitor the fire now, because like I just need to go look at that and my dogs and everything and make sure we don't need to get out of here. So I'll upload this pretty soon, hopefully, if we don't have to evacuate. So anyway, if y'all want some more updates, sorry, I feel like so awkward right now, but if y'all want any more life updates, please let me know. Like, I would be happy to share them with y'all. We have a lot of exciting things. We have a lot of exciting like parts moving in our life right now, and I just don't know how to. Yeah, I just don't understand. I just don't understand like how God blessed us with all this. Like, I don't understand how we're so deserving of it. Anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling. I gotta go monitor the fire. But thumbs up and subscribe if you like this, and comment if you want me to talk about my life more as opposed to like doing other stuff as well. So, yeah, let me know. Bye, guys.